Diary of a Wimpy Kid is a fairly grounded and realistic book series, mostly. Even though the characters don't age, some of them are unfortunately no longer with us. And I don't mean the characters who disappeared without a trace like Patty, Chirag, or Holly. Greg says these characters are straight up dead. Let's start with Rowley's grandfather. We see him in Roger Rules, but we learn that he passed sometime after that in Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid. Rowley gave him the nickname Bambi when he was little. I just hope he lived long enough to get that chocolate cake he wanted. Rest in peace, Bambi. His next character who passed away is Nana, and she shows up in Double Down. We don't really know much about her, but Greg says she worked hard all her life as a waitress and earned the right to relax. I'm totally with him on that because waiters have it rough out there. Thank you for your service, Nana. Great Aunt Reba is up next, and she passed away in Wrecking Ball. Now she's a little interesting because she looks exactly like Aunt Loretta, but this isn't a mistake by the author. Aunt Loretta shows up in Party Pooper, where she argues with Aunt Dorothy over a Zoom call. In No Brainer, Greg mentions how he doesn't like the idea of resurrection. He feels pretty guilty for never sending Reba a thank you card for his birthday money, so he's worried what she might do to him if she got resurrected. These are only 2 books apart, so it's not like Aunt Reba suddenly turned into Aunt Loretta. They could be twins, but Greg never actually tells us. Either way, rest in peace, Reba. You'll be missed. Next we have Great Uncle Arthur, and he passed away in Party Pooper. He was remembered by Greg for being a little hard to communicate with, but he does share the same birthday as Greg. He didn't know much more about him, but he'll still be missed. Rest in peace, Arthur. Great Uncle Bruce is only briefly mentioned in Cabin Fever, and Greg had his blanket passed on to him after he passed. This is all we know about him, but Greg does use his clone for the Valentine's dance in the 3rd wheel. Rest in peace, Bruce. Arthur from Old School passed pretty soon after we first see her, because she's shown in one of Greg's drawings of heaven in Double Down. She's one of the ladies that Grandpa invites to his party, and it can be pretty easy to miss. It's possible she married Grandpa before she passed, otherwise she wouldn't be depicted as part of the Halfway family. Rest in peace, Martha. It would have been nice to know you for longer. Before I bring up the last character, I want to include some honorable mentions. These are Nutty, Greg's angelfish, and Gregory's little friend. Pets are family too, so it's only appropriate that I mention them. Nutty was Frank's dog that unfortunately got run over by Grandpa in Dog Days. In the same book, Greg and Roderick both get their own pet fish for Greg's birthday. Roderick's fish was labeled as aggressive, and after the Heffley's trip to the water park, it eats Greg's angelfish. Before the trip, Susan dumped Roderick's fish into Greg's fish bowl so he could clean it, but she must have forgotten about it when they left. RIP. Gregory's little friend is Greg's net critter's pet in Cabin Fever. It wasn't confirmed if he actually died, but after Manny changed Greg's password on his account, it could be anyone's guess. Greg says himself that he isn't sure if his pet Chihuahua is going to make it, and we never hear about Gregory's little friend ever again. If he didn't make it, then rest in peace, Gregory's little friend. The last character I'd like to talk about is Mima from Hard Luck. She's Greg's great-grandmother and was mostly remembered by him for going crazy with the Easter egg hunt every Easter. He said if you went out to Grandma's backyard right now, you'd still be able to fill up a basket full of them. In fact, part of the gag with this is that there's Easter egg drawings hidden all throughout the book. But what's most important about her is her diamond ring. At her funeral, Susan noticed she wasn't wearing it. This completely tore the family apart because that ring was passed down for 3 generations. People started pointing fingers at each other and accusing them of stealing and keeping it for themselves. Things ended on a pretty bad note, but they never actually figured out what happened to the ring. The following Easter, everyone acted like nothing happened and everything was more or less back to normal. At least until Aunt Aunt's second tells her that Mima's ring was in his photo album. They take that information literally until someone pointed out that it could be a clue to look into pictures instead. Uncle Larry noticed that Mima was wearing her ring when preparing the Easter eggs, but she wasn't wearing it in the next photo. That meant she hid it in one of the eggs. Now everyone was looking for it, and even Greg was going crazy. Nobody ended up finding that ring, but later on in the book, Greg tossed his magic 8-ball into Grandma's yard after it stopped working. A couple of days later, he decided to go look for it to help him decide what to do about his and Riley's friendship. That's when he noticed a shiny green Easter egg. He shook it and was very confident that it was Mima's diamond ring. Then he hides it in Susan's closet where no one would find it. Now, Greg says he knows for a fact it's Mima's diamond ring, but this is also Greg we're talking about here. He never actually checked, so for all we know it could be a rock in there. This ring hasn't ever been brought up again, so who knows if he's right or not. Either way, rest in peace, Mima. Thank you for all the Easter eggs you've hid over the years. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I cover all things Diary of a Wimpy Kid, so if that's something you're interested in, subscribe to the channel, but only if you enjoyed the video. I have big things planned, especially for when I reach 5,000 subscribers. That's all for today, and I hope to see you next time.